Welcome to Secure Management Faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfuse. As a usual standard for the channel, go below Sell Your Guns tab if you need some extra currency in your pocket as a free default for the channel. Send your firearm out. Obviously fill out the paperwork, get the extra currency in your pocket. Again, announcing the SecureManagementFaculties.com website is active. You go on the website if you have any questions regarding the channel, the progression, or even some input about some topics you may want to talk about on the channel. Just send me a message. Go scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see it. Hit the send message tab button. Put in your email. Send that message out, and it'll come direct to my email address. And then I can follow up and place that content or whatever suggestions you may have potentially on the channel's next topic. Alright, today we're going to be talking about, obviously, soft serve tactics, and we're going to be getting into silent competition. This soft serve tactic, I wouldn't say is the worst, but it is very toxic and consistent. You'll find that in your work, amongst friends maybe, especially in regards to if you're changing as a person, or not even saying if you're changing as in the cliche, oh, you change, you're not the same anymore. Whatever line of work you're doing, right? There's a potential that's always in place for many things. And one of those potentials is competition, right? It's in nature. And we are aware of that. But we're talking about the silent, methodical toxicity of silent competition. And that competition itself is very debilitating, and it has intentions to override you and to also particularly steal from you. But we're not going to go into the stealing effects. That's a hint for the next portion of soft serve tactics. We'll just be diving into some of the tactics that are exercised in silent competition and what happens when individuals decide to keep their competition silent because they're not brave enough to bring it forward out into the open. Now, regardless if they have intents to be that way strategically or not, this topic is not going to be talked about in hints without understanding the reality of objectivism with it, and understanding that there is an element to what is natural to being listening to situations and observe it, or even humble, if you will, to learn and to absorb what it is to be better. But we're not talking about these articulated measures or expressions or even habits that will allow you to be better for your action. We're just talking about the actual toxicity of intentionally being silently combative socially and possibly to physically. So what I want to get at is these persons that occupy silent combative assaults against you. What these persons do, they literally decide for themselves that they're going to do something obviously tactically debilitating to prevent you from being at your best. Now, whether that's intentional or not, the fact of the matter is they are either doing it subconsciously or consciously. But I want to focus on consciously. An individual will do things on purpose in order to put themselves on the shine of likeness that you may have already inspired them to be, or even if you didn't inspire them to be, you already offended them to respond to the way that they're acting in front of you now. And the way to pick up on these tactics is in whatever setting that you can be in, just applying simple awareness. Situational awareness and context. The point is, at the end of the day, what we have here is tactics that are being employed that are, one, like I said, meant to make you look less and make them look better, and also to promote that they're doing something that they may have not been doing from the start, but they wanted to exercise to the world that they were doing it, even though they were motivated that you did it. So they're going to put it on themselves impressionally that they're doing it, and they're doing it better than you. Now, these silent combative conflicts that come up, they come in a range of explanations and expressions. If I throw out a couple examples, let's say, and let's use self-defense, let's say you're using physical takedowns in martial arts, and the person seeing you effectively took down a target lucratively, with fluidity, maybe even grace. That person will express themselves in a next over gratifying aggression. Maybe that's the emotion they use, but any emotion that can fit, particularly to show that it's better than your last example that was set forth. Now, to play the game of if they're offended or motivated, it doesn't matter. The point is, even if they're inspired or offended, they're still going to express that emotion through the toxicity of their next action in regards in comparative to you. And you'll see that through certain actions of them trying to uptake their game to make it better than what they usually were not doing in the first place by their standard default. It gets more sad, it gets more toxic, and it even gets more heavy when you start to get comparative suggestions from even multiple subjects that may all feel offended at the same time, and they gather amongst themselves to congratulate their performance that was either copied or, matter of fact, that was false altogether. To identify some of these tactics, these silent competitions, if you will, you're going to need to be able to observe the point of when you disperse something that you do from the point of doing it and then the effects afterwards. I'm not telling you to be toxic yourself, but what I am telling you is to understand that when you do things that are essentially groundbreaking, minor or major, people see a reflective mirror to themselves and they automatically want to attack you. That stems from a deeper psychological insecurity that you cannot repair, that they want to repair. Or should I say that they should repair. A lot of the times they will want to be able to use you as a toy in their application to make you their version of their hero, to make some sort of comfort. And the reason why I say that is when you get the people's hero type effect. They want to make you feel comfortable and susceptible to be in a watered down version to make themselves feel comfortable, so they won't feel like dog-ish, if you will, to the capacities of their expression of negligence that they may have been in the capacity of whatever it is that they're comparing themselves to you as far as a task and you as a person. Again, silent combative and silent competition is very potent and it's very toxic, and it can actually take away from the team management and function of work, tasks, or even a recreational activity. So just to end this off on simply expressing it through a self-defense concept, imagine being on a team that's on a fire team. Not sure what you guys' career settings are like, but we're going to use a base infantry team. If you got an infantry team that is not in sync and cooperative, being humbly open to the capacity of the mistakes included with the successes of your rescue team, you're going to find out that it's going to be a competing atmosphere that may even show up when it's time to do real game time, if you will. You don't want to be trying to get to the door first so Agent Matt can't get to the door first. You don't want to be trying to shoot the best shot when you're talking about a critical situation of just saving lives. More oftentimes than not, real situations of life and death make all that go away. And this really shows up in training and curriculum activities and or challenge-based activities that were not necessarily official, or downtime or simple regular participation or casual interaction with these individuals. But the point is still the same. If you have somebody competing against you, they're basically the snake on your back, and you're not even worried about their atmosphere. You're just trying to move forward. Watch out for those silent competitors that are trying to leech off your back. And again, understand that all you have to do is be aware, adjust, even probably distance yourself, but emphasize a tactic to focus on your march forward. And if it comes to it, acknowledge it socially, and obviously don't escalate. But if you have to defend yourself to the capacity that it may come to that measure, do so with complete observation and intelligence. Again, secure management faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Security Dreyfus. Appreciate everyone who has come to the silent competition. This is part 1 of soft serve tactics. I enjoyed this actual expression of what was silent competition, and we got more titles coming up. I might do a part 4. I said it was going to be a 3 to 4 part. We'll see how that goes, but I got the other things lined up. I might want to save some for later, but most likely we're going to be running a minimum of 3 in this video series. But if I want to throw 4 in there, that's what it's going to be. Again, below, sell your guns tab. If you need some extra currency, send that gun out, get the extra currency, put it in your pocket. Again, securemanagementfaculties.com is active. Come check me out. If you're not on the channel, obviously you're going to see all the same content uploaded straight to the Secure Management Faculties website. If you need to send me a message, again, send me a message, and I'll get back to you at a feasible time possible when I see and witness the message. Again, appreciate it all. See you on the next upload of Soft Serve Tactics.